And good evening, everyone. Tonight we have the honor and the pleasure of having this phenomenal gentleman with us today. This man, y'all, wear many, many hats. Today he's coming under the hat of 100 Black Men here in Lafayette. So I know a lot of you know about them and the work they're doing, but we're going to be talking about the Northeast Regional Library. I'm sure a lot of you saw the hype behind this library coming to the north side, and Mr. Alton Trahan has been working with this for quite a long time. So he's going to get us up to date on what's happening with the Northeast Regional Library. Welcome, Alton.
Welcome. Thank you guys for having me. I'm excited, especially to start talking about the library.
Yes.
Been involved in that since October of 2021. So it's been a ride.
It's been a long ride.
Yeah. But I like journeys, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like journeys. I'm one of those that I don't have a problem in getting to a fork of the road and try to make the decision and do it on the right path, which is where the whole excitement about the library started, on in 2021. Mm-hmm. We realized that it was a challenge, and we faced a lot of challenges along the way. Yeah. Obviously, you was involved too. At some point, you came on board, yes. Which was pleasant to see and have. But for me, it's just been how can you engage the community of the importance of having a library within the Northeast region.
Right.
Huge void.
Right.
And I'm all about academic excellence.
Yes.
I'm all about providing opportunity for anyone to learn, but particularly kids that don't have access.
Yeah.
And that was a major issue, is not having access to a library system and all that it offers within the Northeast region, Lafayette Parish.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel that, that void was a behemoth, man, in terms of not providing our youth in these communities with some confidence, with some resources that they could, because that's what a library really is supposed to do.
Yes.
Allow you the opportunity, if all else, in fact, you don't even have to worry about if you don't have internet.
That's it.
You don't have to worry about, little things like that. You can go down the street, and the library is supposed to be down the street.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You can go down the street and, engage in whatever types of learning that you really want to, things you want to learn, right? And and me personally, this was just appalling to witness people in 2025 refuse to see the north side of Lafayette with a library.
Yeah, it was again, like I said, it was a journey when all this started. Obviously, Councilman Boudreaux put the money in there, $8 million to start off with. The discussion started to happen about, if they're going to build one. And at that point in time, again, we going back to 2021, the fall, had a conversation with, at the time, the board president. And, I'm the type of person that, let's sit at the table and talk, right? And he and I sat down, we spoke, we made different places to try to get a better understanding of what are we up against.
Right.
And, he was one of those say, I'm for it, let's push. And that's where it started. And come, January of 2022, when they established the Northeast Library Exploratory Committee, it's kind of like, we got some traction, let's move. Didn't think it would take so much hurdles,
right?
How long did it actually take to get to this point?
This is 3.5 years, 2021, to get to this point. And you're right. I don't think in general. I mean, you can't be against the library, right? Particularly when there's a void, right? And we know what library offers, not only from an academic standpoint, but the experience, the things that they put into the library system today that kids need access to, right?
Yeah.
Not only access in the sense of trying to get there, and so you have it strategically located in a certain place, but access to the information, that knowledge that they can get in there, right, and get from it, both from an internal of the library and exterior, because you got some exterior adventures and things that you can do on the outside of, you know. So yeah, it was a journey, and you know, like I said, by the grace of God, we are where we are here now, not without any type of hurdles, but we were triumphant. You know, at the end of the day, it's last Thursday, the parish council has approved the move to put the library at the Holy Rosary Institute area, right? Going back some 5 months ago, it was a board meeting. I know we was on the design part of, you know, committee, whereas the mayor came into the meeting and was very instrumental in making a very, very loud statement to the board, because the Library Board of Control was where the issue was at. And of course, she came in and was very direct and tell them that at the end of the day, you know, that decision of the library falls within her laps as the administrator for Lafayette Parish Consolidated Government. And then the move started to get it approved by the parish council. And as you've seen, it was a 4-1 vote. So at the end of the day, I can tell you when I left last Thursday, I know you and I were spoken or not, I was, you know, elated, man, because I was an avid reader. When I started reading, there was a bookmobile. I grew up in the rural areas. I was always wanting to run to the bookmobile, get a bunch of books. And so understanding access, you know, at my age, and understanding that kids need to not only be able to walk from a school or walk from their home, you know, within their community, like you said. Walkability, right? Get there, get into the library, not only from an academic internet access, not everyone has it at home, you know, let's be real about it. And then not only that is the community. Because libraries are meeting spaces too. Union spaces, right? So then this library, I think when they say it and done, is going to be beautiful in the area. It's going to be a tremendous asset, as well as a good resource, not only for kids and the parents that go there and their grandparents, but even for us and just community organizations going to have a location to meet to discuss community issues. That we don't have a place to meet today.
Exactly. I love it. I love it. I'm so excited. Oh my goodness. I am. I'm excited because growing up in the small town of Eunice, my spot to hang out was the library. When I wanted a peace of mind, I went to the library. I walked, you know, to the library. It was accessible, and so I know what that means to be able to say, "Mom, I'm going to the library," and walk to the library and spend probably the whole day there reading books and just checking out different things and getting as much knowledge my brain would soak up. Man, to know that we were part of finally getting that done.
Yes, and I think that's what matters, because this was a huge team effort by so many people. That, you know, that I could say, from meeting with Doug Palumbo, who was the board president back in October, to having individuals across the spectrum of the community push forward for this library. You know, I mean, different age groups, different ethnicity, you know, because everybody understood the value, right? And then the exploratory happened, you know, and then the design came in, where we got involved in it together again, and others, and was really fascinated about what a library, you know, we think about what a library offers, but when you bring in these experts who build libraries and design them, and they were started talking about different type of aspects that you can teach a kid in a library. It's not just a reading area, but the experiential knowledge that they get learning.
There are a lot of mentors throughout the community, people who you wouldn't call them educated because they don't have any like real degrees, formal education and nothing, but they know stuff.
Yes.
And they, and they usually, kids will collect in their yard, collect on their porch, but the library would offer a professional environment for that person to at their leisure,
And
at their peace, safe spot
And
for
safe.
them to educate kids on little things like sewing, give a little sewing class. Those little things like that are important.
Or even teaching them tools, right? The different tools that they can use in whatever field to do work around the house.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or even learn a trade, if you want to take it even further. But that's that space that we were missing in the community. And, like I said,
It
it's going to
covers
happen.
the whole family. From the little bitties to the elderly. It covers the entire family because there will be something in that space for everyone.
Yes.
No one will be left out.
No one.
So if people think, oh, it's just for the kids, no.
Oh, no,
it's for everybody.
I still love the library.
Right.
I don't
grab a good book.
get there as much as I want to, but this spot is literally down the street from our current food office.
I was just thinking, gonna say that.
We can walk there, so I'm excited. I'm super excited.
I am.
Yeah, because you can do so much research in the library, right?
Yes.
You want to learn about whatever it is.
Anything.
It's accessible either online or in the books that are there,
Right.
or even if you have movies and whatnot. So that's why when you really study and you look into the significance of having a library within your community, it provides so much, and at the end of the day, it's improvement.
Yes.
It's not something it's a negative. It's 100% positive.
100.
Which is what we always want. And again, it's accessibility and being safe.
Yes. So, and one thing that I keep thinking about was City Councilman Kenneth Boudreaux when he mentioned about accessibility and how unaccessible it was for the current downtown location for folks that live on the north side, on that side of the thruway. We get killed trying to cross the thruway to get to that end of town. And so with this library being on Holy Rosary grounds, that won't be the case anymore.
No, and we mentor a lot of kids like you suggest, a lot of people do. And a lot of the parents who we get involved with mentoring their kids, it's like, there's no way I can work all day and do what I have to do and then bring my kid across the thruway because I can't let him walk or ride a bike, in the afternoon to do something. So they wind up not going, So you're right. The library is brought to them within the community. So it gives them a closer proximity to get there, not much time to travel, and or the kids can walk or take a bike, because what happens in that area, from what I understand, according to the mayor and all the city councilman as well, is that becomes like the catalyst, if you will, right? Sidewalk improvement, drainage improvement in that area, removing the whole area, right? Which is significant because now you have a Head Start program on that campus that could use this library as well as the surrounding community. Then for us, for the 100, we building a mentoring center 2 blocks away from that, so you really start to add the pieces to the puzzle. And then now you're really looking at a true picture of what this revitalization looks like.
And don't forget to mention Buc-ee's that will eventually.
Yes, all of that. You got the traffic, so you have a lot that's going to happen in that area.
Businesses are going to want to be a part of that traffic. Yes, lively it up. So I like the way, like one elderly guy said, who ends up being a wise man, if you ask me, after that statement, he says that communities do better when communities do better.
Simple, right?
It's that simple. Like, everybody do better when people do better.
That's it.
Sure,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how that flies over people's head. And I don't want to get into...
It was a simple statement. If y'all want to see the entire hearing, go on LCG website. Y'all can pull it up and see that entire hearing for the library. And see everybody who testified, including Mr. Trahan right here.
I mean, it's just a passion, like I mentioned in there. So not only has been a passion of mine, not only for reading, but again, academic excellence, because I understand and value it, and access and all that, because a lot of kids we interact with, it's like you're saying, it's an old man who has a group of kids in his front yard. He's providing wisdom to them, but he knows that's a missing piece.
Yeah.
Right. So he's working along with everybody else to add to it. And then of course, with Amy, my wife, being a school board member, in that district, having 11 schools, and some of the schools are having some concern with literacy rate and whatnot, and reading levels and all that. It's kind of like, this is a no-brainer.
Tutoring,
the tutoring part.
Right.
We don't talk about that. What can happen after school hours if not on campus or the weekend?
It's right down the street from Northside High.
Exactly.
Right
JW Falk and all that.
Oh my God.
And I remember the misinformation that they tried to put out about crime in the area, and all of that was a facade. I was like, you very seldom hear the cops called on that particular area at all. But of course, you have Holy Family right there,
but
like they mentioned. You got it didn't happen anywhere.
But that's not an issue for not having a library.
No. It's just anytime you got that many people in one spot, and arguments, any little thing, but it wasn't nothing major to where they could say it was a crime infested area. Nothing.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Nothing.
The chief of police, Troy. He came and provided the statistics for that particular area and said, it's not that much crime happening in this area.
No, we get a call every now and then, but that's
on the ground there. He knows the area forward and backwards, and he was like, no. It's not crime infested as people would think.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But it was part of, I sat back and I kind of chuckled at that in a sense, but that was part of a lot of the hurdles.
Yes.
The team had to go through every, people there on Mondays, fighting the fight. And I'd be sitting in the audience, and I mean, you have from seniors to youngsters, all ethnicity, talking the positive about it, and then you get something thrown in like that.
Right.
It was like, that's not an issue not to build a library.
Exactly.
At all.
Right. Well, building the library would actually deter that.
Right.
Like, that's the purpose of the library.
And then they pointed out, even with the downtown library, there's more crime that happens in that area than in this area. So I was like, okay. So it's an exciting time. And so
it is.
Do we have an expectancy yet? As far as, I know they're still in negotiating with the mayor president about the lease of that property. Is there a timeline we're looking at? Is there anything else that the community needs to do to help?
Well, I don't know the exact timeline on signing the lease yet. That's the city's attorneys negotiating that, from what I understand. And then at some point we get back to the design part of it, right? And the architecture, getting involved in that design phase. I think the community already spoke of what they would like to see in the library. When we were sitting on other committee, got a lot of feedback from the community. So now it's going to be from what I gather, bring in an architect who's familiar with libraries, and start designing that with the understanding of what the community wants. So, for me, the ask would be to continue to stay engaged, continue to stay on top of it until we see it through. It's going to happen. And again, at the end of the day, we'll be able to celebrate and have some kids maybe reading outside underneath a tree. You know what I'm saying? Bring some kids out there, and just whatever the subject matter is, having those open discussions, because again, we got to get them out of their house, get them out of whatever environment, to whereas if you can make learning, more interested. That's why I say these libraries could do that, because not only in the design of the library, they got the quiet spaces. You got different things. If you remember, where they spoke about certain lighting and having benches by the lighting where you can look outside, or you can bring it outside as well. The walking trails and all that. Could you imagine that? Right there on that property where they can expand and do that.
Yes,
it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful. The finished product is going to be
I actually see it being a lot even more than that, because I understand the ancestral importance
Yes.
of that land.
Absolutely.
So I
Oh,
could
the
see,
ancestors
I
are
could see
happy.
indigenous people like coming there to, like just pay homage, and I could see it being, I could see that just being the beginning of something beautiful, man.
Yes.
Like
agree.
something divine.
And it's holy ground.
Yeah,
You know
that's what I'm saying.
It's holy ground.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Oh man, and like Alton said, mentioned about they already have a daycare. That's 40 acres of property over there.
That's a lot, They're going to have a museum there eventually too.
Yeah,
So you're talking about academic enrichment.
Yeah.
Like that's why I say it, inside and outside the library can be so fulfilling. And I think it's going to help out not only the community in that area, but of course the users, the kids.
Yes.
We're always fighting for the kids, man, to make sure they have the opportunity perhaps that we didn't have.
Yes.
Again, I was a kid who lived in a rural area that was bookmobile. And then as you get a little closer and I'll get a little older, then you can go to the library like you're saying, right? But then again, I had access,
Right.
My mom and dad could bring me to the library downtown or whatever they had at the time. Nowadays, it's not the same, right? So they don't have that opportunity. And all we want to do is provide them with the opportunity to grow.
And that's the number one thing, the opportunity.
Yes.
That was the missing link. The opportunity for kids to have a space where they can go for tutoring, for education, for positive growth. That is one of the missing pieces of the northeast side of Lafayette.
Yes.
And this library is going to pretty much encompass all of that and then some, because so many people will benefit from it.
Yeah. And we always want kids to be outdoors. I love the outdoors, right? So I think what the library features bring, like you were just talking about, how that property and the amount of acres they're going to build with the library can expand that outdoor experience. Whereas, you can come to a nice, quiet space, with different little things kids can play with, get energized with. You can have an outdoor learning environment. Imagine having some little concrete pillars, and you're the instructor, and you got about 15 little pillars, right? And they're sitting on it, and you're giving them that talk. In a nice serenity place.
Real education.
Real education.
Real life.
And
Right,
then
real
guess
life
what?
experience.
And then that's free.
And that's free.
It's free to
It's
get
free.
these spaces
It's free.
in the
That's right.
libraries.
That's right.
It is free to be able to get a room that you can use as a classroom. It is going to be free.
Yes.
I remember when I was a kid, and we didn't have a library. We had a little space at the King Center, but we didn't have a library.
Right.
And what's also important when I think of that is how kids can still go to the library and be around themselves, be around their community. Because when I used to have to go to a library somewhere, I get in there and I'm around strangers. So I'm uncomfortable. I'm not, what I'm saying? I don't feel like I don't belong there because everybody, barely anybody looked like me.
Or lives-
You know
or
what I'm
lives in your
saying? Like,
neighborhood.
real talk, lived in my neighborhood, and it
Or
was
goes
just
to your school.
right. So that's why it's going to be even more pleasant than we imagining. It's going to have a spiritual effect on these kids, man, on everybody
Absolutely.
who participates.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
I'm excited. How excited are you?
So one other question. At this point, do you see any other hindrances? Can the community hinder anything from this point?
No,
Or it's just up to logistics?
I think it's pretty much logistics now. The vote happened. The mayor, like I said, she pushed it through. You had some council members from the city side, the parish. On the parish side, A.B. Rubin pushed it through, got 4-1 vote, which was the main hurdle. So that happened. Again, going back to signing the lease agreements, a 99-year lease, that's already on the table. So that's a matter of signing that. Once that deal is done. So basically, I think she's going to bring in again from the design perspective and architect to try to get moving. They're ready. I pretty much identified the location, which is facing Louisiana Avenue, right, between the Holy Family Apartments and the shopping center. So it's facing that area. So that's not. The other thing becomes infrastructure, right? Get that in place and as a design. So I don't see any hindrance, especially now that you got approval through the council. The administration with the mayor's office is obviously on board to push it through. You got a lot of community support on both sides of the roads anyway.
Right.
It's there now, man, you know, and it's about timing. Now, it's not going to happen overnight, because we all know construction takes time, but it's coming.
Yes.
That's the beauty of it.
It's awesome.
So now I'm waiting on the
really excited.
groundbreaking.
Yeah, we can't wait for that, right? Can't wait, man.
Waiting on the groundbreaking. I can't wait for that. So, and this has been fun. This has been great talking with you, Alton, about something that's so near and dear to you and so many people in our community. Thanks so much for dropping by.
Oh, thank y'all for having me, man. Absolutely. It's been my pleasure.
Talk about this beautiful project.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And you just keep doing that amazing work that you've got going on.
Hey, look, I'm committed to everything that I do. As you know, I do a lot of work behind the scenes. I don't have to be in the front, but it's about networking and getting things done. You know, knowing what the outcome should be, and you work towards it.
Yes, and thank you for your service as a local fireman, y'all.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, y'all, and this is it. Thank y'all for tuning in to From Change to Change. All right, and that is a wrap for today's show. And that was so amazing. Wasn't it amazing talking to Mr. Alton Trahan about the new Northeast Regional Library?
Victory.
I'm excited. That is a victory, and I'm excited. Can't wait for the groundbreaking. But I do want to remind you guys, don't forget, if you would like to attend our monthly meeting, it will be September 18. And guess what? We have some very special guests coming to our monthly meeting on September 8. Our Mayor President Boulay and our Chief of Police, Paul Truard, are going to be at Votes monthly meeting on September 18th from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock p.m. at 102 Carmel Drive. That's at Trendy Spaces. Everyone is invited. The public, we are in VZ Macomb area. So come out and talk to our Mayor President and Chief of Police on September 18th. Looking forward to you guys coming.
Yes, it was a pleasure being here again. And with that, no surrender,
No retreat.
retreat.